first, I think.
The regular meeting?
No,
Yeah.
work session.
Yeah, the work session is listed.
The work session was going to be...
Work session first.
No, the work session's listed as immediately following.
I know, but on the...
I'm looking at this as work session. Are you looking
Yeah,
at the same
that's
thing?
the work session.
Yeah.
The language on the top of the regular meeting agenda says that it will begin immediately following a special meeting that begins at 5 o'clock,
That's what we just had.
And the work session says immediately following.
following the regular meeting. So the regular meeting is next.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
okay.
It's a little different than we've done in the past.
We don't take change well.
Hey, Lynn, throwing us a curveball. Yeah.
Mayor, you can blame the change on Dustin Jones.
Okay, so you can say,
So,
now you can, there you go.
all right,
Keep it
so
on.
here we
There
are.
you go.
On Tuesday.
There you go. Yeah.
Call to order of a regular meeting of Goodyear City Council, Monday, November 9th. Would you please join the Councilmember Cavalier in the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation?
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may join me in prayer if you wish. Heavenly Father, be with us as we make decisions concerning our city and decisions that will benefit our citizens. Protect our staff, especially our police and fire officers in the line of duty. Please bring all our young men and women in the armed services home safely to their loved ones, especially our own Goodyear men and women. Bless Councilmember Dick Souza, who's rehabilitating in the hospital, and bring him back to us soon. All this we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Very nice.
Thank you. As Councilmember Cavalier indicated, Councilmember Souza has been ill. He is, however, home now, but he could not be at the meeting this evening. Could I have a motion to excuse Councilmember Souza?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Vice Mayor Lord and a second from Councilmember Antoniak. All those in favor signify by stating aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it unanimously. We have to approve or ratify the expenditures for September 2009. Any comments on the expenditures, accounts payable? Okay. Could I have a motion to approve them, please?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye, please.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Accounts payable for September are approved. We have no communication for this evening. We'll now turn to the citizens. Any citizen who would like to address this council on any subject which is not on this evening's agenda. Would any citizen, resident, wish to address the council on a non-agenda item? Seeing none, I'll move to consent. I'll ask the city clerk to read consent items A through H by title only, please.
Item A, approved draft minutes of a work session held on October 19th, 2009, and a special meeting, work session, and regular meeting held on October 26th, 2009. Item B, reappoint Alex Coley to the Arts and Culture Commission for a second term to expire on December 31st, 2012. Reappoint Bruce Burnell to the Arts and Culture Commission for a second term to expire December 31st, 2012. Reappoint Leslie Williams Nichols to the Arts and Culture Commission for a second term to expire December 31st, 2012. Leslie is completing the term of Julie Barker, who resigned her seat in 2008. Item C, approve the 2010 City Council meeting schedule and calendar. Item D, accept the Goodyear Police Department and Goodyear Fire Department grant awards from the Arizona Department of Homeland Security in the amount of $4,000 for each department, for a total of $8,000. Adopt Resolution 09-1339, authorizing the mayor to execute an intergovernmental agreement with the state of Arizona for continued participation in the Urban Area Assessment Team's Terrorism Liaison Officers Sustainment Grant Program, providing for separability and providing for an effective date. Item E, accept the Goodyear Police Department and Goodyear Fire Department grant awards from the Arizona Department of Homeland Security in the amount of $80,000 for each department, for a total of $160,000. adopt Resolution 09-1340, authorizing the mayor to execute an intergovernmental agreement for participation in the Goodyear Police Department and Goodyear Fire Department Urban Area Security Initiative, Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear, Explosive Response Team Sustainment Enhancement Grant Program between the Arizona Department of Homeland Security and the City of Goodyear, providing for separability and providing for an effective date. Item F, authorize the city attorney and city manager to finalize the negotiations and authorize city manager to execute a contract amendment to CON-CX-A-1323-09 for the Phase 4 GMP with PCL Construction, Inc. for a not-to-exceed amount of $2,953,683 to equip one AMWC well site and provide arsenic treatment at the city's Site 21 facility. Item G, approve proceeding with Phase 1 environmental assessments on 13 properties as recommended by the Brownsfield Citizens Advisory Committee. Item H, authorize the sale of up to 90,000 acre-feet of long-term water storage credits.
Okay, thank you. Would anyone in the public wish to remove an item from the consent agenda? Would anyone on council wish to remove an item from consent agenda? Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda 8, 7A through H, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Councilmember Cavalier and a second from Councilmember Osborne. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Cavalier,
Aye.
Councilmember Antoniak.
Aye.
Councilmember Osborne.
Aye.
Councilmember Pizzillo.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Lord.
Aye.
Mayor Kavanaugh.
Aye.
Passes 6-0.
Okay, thank you. We'll now move to the business part of our agenda, and we only have one item on business, and after this, we will move to the work session. On the business agenda, we will now consider the adoption of a resolution for authorizing the mayor to execute an intergovernmental agreement with the town of Buckeye for mutual assistance with building inspections and plan review. Ed Kulik.
Good morning. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I'm here to present this IGA with City of Buckeye and City of Goodyear to provide services for inspections and plan review as an alternate to using contract labor. I have a slide show up here. It's a cooperative agreement between the town of Buckeye for the provisions of mutual assistance in building inspections and plan review, which hasn't been offered very often in the valley here since most building departments and fire departments aren't together. But with the joining of the two departments last year, this became an issue where we could share services and cut down on contract budgets. We're going to have the opportunity to work together, share our resources, training, and get consistency between the two towns, which is a big help to the building community. The mutual assistance will be trading inspectors back and forth. We have an established rate, which is be about $100 less an hour than we would be spending on contract labor. So it's going to be real beneficial to the city. We'll be able to reduce overtime and eliminate contract services. That's all I have on that. If you have any questions, I'd be like to answer them.
Okay, thank you. We may get to that. One second. Anyone from Buckeye like to speak? Yes, sir. Would you like to speak, or it's up to you?
Put on the spot.
Mayor Kavanaugh, members of the council, Bob Costello, Fire Chief in charge of the Building Department, Town of Buckeye. Here this evening supporting this, hoping that you will also. We see it as a mutually beneficial program that will really support both agencies as we move forward. And a lot of the items that were brought up are definitely there. And Goodyear, as you know, are a few steps ahead of us, and we look at it as an opportunity to learn with some building and stuff that you're doing that ultimately we'll get, but isn't there currently today. And with that, I'd stand for questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any comments from the public? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to read the resolution by title only.
Jim.
You got one.
Ye begged and ye shall receive.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Pardon me?
I didn't see you back there.
Oh, well.
He apologized for not seeing you. He didn't apologize for seeing you. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I'd like to make a comment on this item since this is something near and dear to me in my career, having done plenty of property inspections. For the record, Roger Matlin, City of Goodyear. I have a real concern because City of Goodyear does a lousy job of inspecting properties. We have a lot of defective construction in Goodyear, especially residential. And I would just ask that you make sure that no matter what you do, in conjunction with the city of Buckeye, that you do a better job. We're now seeing a lot of homes that are being foreclosed on, a lot of commercial properties being foreclosed on that were not properly inspected by the city of Goodyear and do not meet basic construction standards. So if you're going to make an agreement like this to save some costs, don't cut back and continue to provide defective construction standards for the city of Goodyear. We don't need that. We can leave that to other cities like Gilbert and Mesa, where they have lots of poor construction over there. I just assume we have decent standards here. So I'll just ask that you place that in there somewhere as a benchmark for the city.
Okay, thank you.
Can we address that since it's a criticism?
Is that a question or?
I did, but I'm not allowed to say anything, Roger. I'll talk to you.
No, you really could if you'd
Yeah,
like.
The
you can address
criticism, so I thought we could address criticism. Is that correct?
Mayor and council, this is an agenda item. You can really say whatever you want.
Thank you. Oh, I love that.
And so you know, Georgia, for 20
Well,
years,
let me
I
get to
do
the
property
resolution, and then we'll get
inspections,
to council comments, okay?
All right.
Yeah, that's just out of sync is all it is. Thank you very much.
so- All right.
Okay, like the clerk to read the resolution by title only, please.
Adopt Resolution 09-1338, authorizing the mayor to execute an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Goodyear and the Town of Buckeye for the provision of mutual assistance with building inspections and plan review, providing for separability and providing for an effective date.
Okay, thank you. Could I have a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Vice Mayor Lord and second from Councilmember Antoniak. Discussion.
Thank
Vice
you.
Mayor Lord.
Thank you. First of all, Mr. Matlin, I appreciate you coming before us. You have been doing this every meeting, and so you're sort of the lookout for the citizens Goodyear, and I do appreciate that. But what I do not appreciate is the word "a lot." I think that our companies do a pretty good job. I think one has to look at what is being built in Goodyear, and many of the homes are production-built homes. Those are built a little differently than a custom-built home, and I think the walkthroughs that they have are adequate. And I do think sometimes it's maybe they're not, the buyer walking through with their walkthroughs are not being observant as they need to be. I agree with you. We need to make sure we're following up with our construction, that they're actually correcting the mistakes in a home. But there's a lot of other work that these people of their homes have done on their own, have not bothered to call for an inspection. This kind of home repairs, and I think that comes up. So overall, I really would like to congratulate the builders that are in our community. I think they do a good job. We will still monitor them to make sure they keep to the level we want. So anyway, I just want to give a few attaboys.
Okay, thank you. Further comments from the council?
I might add that actually I hear the opposite from developers, because they're actually saying man, those inspectors, if they just leave me alone, they keep coming back and slowing up the process. So there's always accidents that occur. Things get by people, but I hear more the opposite of Goodyear takes their time and makes sure it's done correctly. So I had to add that in because I've heard it many times.
Councilmember Pizzillo?
Just real quick, Ed, how's the mechanics going to work? Is it, I notice here a savings of $3,000. I mean, if you need something done and you don't have the staff, is that when you call Buckeye or vice versa? How's the mechanics work?
Correct. That's what we're going to trade services, and at the end of the month, if they use more services than we use, then we have an hourly rate established, and we'll trade it back and forth in order to save the budget.
And you both have the same standards as far as the inspections, or what, it all be our standard?
We're going to use our standards and their standards, combining them, and we're going to be doing cross-training to bring Buckeye and Goodyear to the same level. It'll benefit both. Since Buckeye is a little smaller, younger community, we have more seasoned inspectors, and we're going to work with them and learn from them, and they'll learn from us, and we'll be able to do a better job of inspections.
Okay, thank you.
And save both cities money.
Correct.
Okay. I have a motion second. Could I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Antonia?
Aye.
Councilmember Osborne?
Aye.
Councilmember Pizzillo?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Lord?
Aye.
Councilmember Cavalier?
Aye.
Mayor Kavanaugh?
Aye.
Passes 6-0.
Okay, thanks. Good job. Okay, we'll now move to comments, current events by council. Anyone wish to comment?
I'd like to give thanks to our staff. We had a second in our series of business workshops, and they did an outstanding job. The Economic Development Department brought together a great lineup of panelists to speak to our business owners in Goodyear, and I believe we're going to be having this quarterly, and I think this is something wonderful for the Goodyear businesses, and hope that they can continue to join us every time. I also went to the Verrado High School little award banquet that they had because they became LEED certified, so I want to congratulate the Verrado High School. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Pizzillo?
I was pleasantly visited the got Guns in the Hoses event Saturday, and I was pleased on how many people from the public turned out. I mean, there had to have been 1,000 people there. A little hard to count because it's spread out. Great event. I hope you all raised a lot of money for Kim in that event. I hope that was very successful. But I like the opportunity to see the community come together in an event that the city puts on, and it seemed like everybody was having a good time. Music was great. So, again, kudos to the staff for putting that on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just do want to thank Skyway Church and Pastor Greg Brown for hosting the town hall by Senator McCain. It was very successful. I want to thank the council for being there and showing your support for this city.
You know, Mayor, I would like to say something that I missed that great event, and at the same time, I taught teenagers commitment because that was our Teen Action Council's first week of taking over Loma Linda Park, and once they heard that I chose them over John McCain, they all gave me a bunch of crap, but they understood that I was committed to them, and that's what I was trying to teach them. So I apologizing to Mr. McCain, but I heard it was a good event. It was good.
Okay, City Manager, any comments?
The only thing I'd like to mention is to congratulate Joanne on the Best of the West dinner the other evening. Joanne and her Teen Action Council received the Best of the West Award for that particular program. So congratulations. Also, I'd like to mention that Mike Svets and the baseball team, or baseball crew, out at the stadium won Best of the West in their category. So congratulations to Mike Svets, Nathan Torres, Sergio, and Debbie Davini, and everybody else that was involved. Thank you.
Also, the funeral home won
Yes.
from Goodyear.
And the New
what was
Life
the other one?
Center.
Oh, it's
Life
New Life Center.
New Life
New
Center.
Life Center. Can't forget that one. So that was very good. Any questions of staff by council? Okay, seeing none, I'll adjourn this meeting.